In this video, we're going to go over replacing the mass airflow sensor, or MAF as it's often called. I was running errands all day in the Boxer, driving for about 4 hours, and I was pretty low on fuel, and a check engine light came on. I thought maybe it had to do with the low fuel for some weird reason, but I popped into AutoZone, they plugged in the scanner, and it showed this code here that you can see, and it said mass airflow sensor, or MAF. And so the first thing I did is I text you know who, Mr. Kurt, and he told me, hey buddy, it's actually a really easy thing to replace. So I'm going to show you how to do it now. There are various options on Pelican parts that greatly vary in price, and my research showed that the Bosch option had great success for most people. And I found Amazon actually had it $80 cheaper than Pelican. As you can see here, the Amazon listing says the Bosch part number they list replaces the part number on Pelican. So I decided to give it a go. Now I should mention, you can absolutely just try cleaning your current MAF with MAF cleaner, but I decided because it wasn't a terribly expensive part, I would just go ahead and order a new one. We'd swap it out and just see if it cleared the code. We did clean the original one and we kept it just in case that code wasn't cleared. That way I would have a backup. So to replace this part, as usual, you'll want to put your car in service mode. Once you have that cover off of the engine compartment, you'll be able to access the part on the driver's side. You will need one specialized tool that you might not have to do this repair. For some reason, it uses a T20 Torx tamper resistant bit. So that's the one that has a little hole in the tip, which you can see here. So there's 2 screws you'll need to remove to be able to pull the MAF out. Also, the sensor is very delicate, so be sure to only handle it on the edges. And don't touch that little wire that you see there. I don't know the official name of that wire, but this is the area I'm referring to. And just for fun, here's a little sample of what Kurt has to put up with when he's working on my car. Can we go ahead and roll that clip?
Oh yeah, work it. That's great. Work it. Oh yeah. No, this is great content, Kurt. This is good.
So yeah, we'll see how long we stay friends. Okay, so once you've pulled the MAF out, you can now disconnect it from the connector. You simply push that center tab down and you can pull the connector off. One thing you also want to do is take a peek inside that opening and see if you see any oil residue, because there is a slight chance that that code could have been thrown because actually you have a leak somewhere where oil is getting out, and those MAF sensors are so sensitive that can actually cause that code to be thrown, even if the MAF is totally fine. So now the new MAF is ready to be put in, and one thing we did is we used the tiniest bit of Silglide to help slide it back into place. Now this is completely optional. Kurt learned this from his friend Bob, and the theory is that it helps the O-ring from rolling or otherwise deforming as you push those parts back together. We put the 2 screws back in for the holder first, and then we click the new one right in there into place. And it only fits one way, so you really can't screw it up. So this whole repair only takes about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's totally doable for pretty much any skill level. It's easy to access, just 2 screws. As long as you have that specialized Torx bit, it's no problem. The part's pretty reasonable. And again, you can go ahead and try cleaning the one that's in there first to see if that fixes the problem. Here's a shot of Kurt cleaning my original one. We decided to just keep it just in case this wasn't the actual problem and it threw a code again. But I've driven it it's been a couple months, I've driven about 1,000 miles and the code hasn't come back on, or the light hasn't come back on. I did reset the code after we did this repair, and the kind of quick way to do that is you can just disconnect your battery for about 60 seconds and that'll get the light to come off. And then you can just watch to see if that light triggers again. So hopefully this was helpful. It's definitely one of the easiest repairs we've done to date on this car.